Hey there, this is Becky. So similar to what we did in class when we were working with gate count data at UNC Charlotte's Atkins Library, this time I've provided you with another, what we're going to call a messy data set. This data really isn't that messy, but we're going to do some things to it to clean it and organize it so that it is useful for our analysis. We are going to work with date, time, month, day, and then create an academic term, academic semester and academic year columns. So like I mentioned when we were in class, I always like to keep my source file intact. And so what we're going to do is make a copy of this data and put it into a brand new file. So to do that, I just simply go up here into the upper left corner right above my data set, and I'm going to click where now I have a plus, and then I'm going to right click with my mouse and say copy. Now I'm going to go up into file and I'm going to say new blank workbook. Then I'm going to go in here to cell A1, right click and paste. Okay, and now let's give this a name. So I'm just going to go to save as, and I am going to put it in my week 4 materials. You can put it wherever makes sense to you. And I would like you to name this with your last name first. So Croxton exercise 1. And then I'm going to hit save. So now I have the data set that I am going to be working with, and you hopefully have that same data set in your computers. So the first thing I'm going to do is down here in the bottom where it says sheet 1, I'm going to rename that to working. And I like to have the top row of information. I like to freeze that so when I scroll I can still see the column headings. So I'm just going to go up into view in the top ribbon, say freeze panes, and I'm going to freeze the top row. And then I'm going to actually highlight it, give it a color so that it's easier to spot. We'll give it green. So now I can scroll down and my header row stays intact. So let's take a look and see what we're working with. We have library name. This looks like the various library branches of the University of North Carolina libraries. We have an architecture library right here. We have our main library, that's called the Atkins Library. And then way down at the bottom, you'll see special collections in university archives. These are all places on our campus where items can be checked out from our library. I'm going to return back to the top. I see loans. That just means something was checked out. We have loan date and loan time. We're actually going to work to combine those data fields. We have user groups. That seems like that's a type of category of person who checked material out. I also, outside of this spreadsheet, I do have their patron ID numbers, their student numbers, but I've eliminated that from these data so that I'm protecting the privacy of our users. The barcode is the item barcode, so that's what's scanned when things are checked in and out, and it's just a way to link all of our data about our materials. We have the call number. Oh, here's the title, the call number, material type. So we see we have visual materials, books. Let's just scroll down a little bit. I saw some music in there. Now I'm scrolling to the right. Library name, that looks like a repeater field. Location, that's the shelving location, and that's it. So it looks like we can start adding new columns into column L. So in column L, I'm simply going to combine the date and the time fields. And that is pretty easy. We didn't do this in class, but it's very easy. So I'm just going to give it a column header name called date time. And then I'm going to press equals. And I'm going to be combining the date, which is in column C and I'm going to give it a cell reference C2, and I'm going to combine that to the time, which is D2. And so now you can see we have date and time. To fill this through the rest of the data, I'm just in the lower right corner of that cell, and I'm going to hit double click. Double click with my left key on my mouse. And I'm just going to scroll down here and see what it all looks like. It looks beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and save that file. I am a person